Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 caught me off guard. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't play none of the Budokai series growing up. I didn't play Budokai Tenkaichi either. I was busy playing Cars, Over the Hedge, and SmackDown vs. Raw all day. I was somewhat aware of these games. I think I had the first Budokai one and I played it once and just didn't touch it again. But none of that matters now because I got it. And let me tell you, this was way deeper than what I thought it would be. I just fell down a rabbit hole of information about this game. I mean, honestly, one look at the practice mode, this isn't a normal button mashing game. This is in depth. This is real FGC. They got more data here than Tekken 7 on the screen right now. And this is the default display, fresh out the box. The game wants you to know that this is not easy. So what does this game exactly have that makes it complex? Well, off the rip, sidestepping. As soon as I saw that, I was sold. I mean, come on now. On top of that, you got your back dashes, your forward dashes. You can hold it and dash all the way backwards and dash all the way forward. But also for movement, you can teleport. Now, this is pretty standard for any Dragon Ball Z game, but when you get an attack and you time your button presses correctly, you can teleport behind them and kick them out the way. But then there's another teleport you can do when you don't attack the opponent. You just pop up behind them and now they're getting schmixed. But if you don't want to teleport, if you don't want to dash either, you can also just use the dodge button. And there's a whole dodge button that requires timing, just like the teleport. Speaking of timing, if somebody shoots a key blast, which yes, you got projectiles in this game, because it's a Dragon Ball game, you gotta have key blast. If you time your block correctly, you can deflect it. But you see, it gets even deeper because you can't dodge or teleport if you don't got enough ki. The only way to generate more ki is to either charge up or throw hands. Every dodge you do takes away ki. Every teleport you do takes away 3 bars of ki. Now, you don't gotta spend ki 24/7. You can just block, but you still gonna be taking damage. I mean, who wanna block in a fighting game for come on now, we trying to mash. Off of movement and defensive options alone, you gotta keep track of your ki. But it gets even deeper. We're not done yet because you can use ki for your special moves. And depending on the special move you do, some of them require 1 bar ki, some of them 2 bars. And you can just straight up do a special raw, or you can do one of the combos that allow you to end it with the special. But we're not done yet, because if you really save up your ki, you can transform. And every character has their own transformation. So if you have Goku, you can transform the Kaioken, then into Super Saiyan, then Super Saiyan 2, and then 3, and then Super Saiyan 4. And every time you go up, you get a damage buff. Now, when you transform, your ki doesn't disappear like with everything else in the game. You just gotta have enough ki to transform, and that's it. But transformations aren't only just used for offense, because you see, if you transform near an opponent, you can guard break them. You can also use them as a defensive tool. If your opponent blocked their string, or they just piecing you up and they drop mid combo, transform, break guard, it's your turn now, congratulations. But using this as a defensive tool gets even crazier once you realize that you're fully invincible when you transform. Any move the opponent launches towards you do not affect you. You're just invincible during this animation. When it comes to just your opponent guarding, you can break the guard with transformation, you can throw a grab, or you can do a charge move, which if you hold it for long enough, you gain a little bit of armor, but they can grab you mid-charge. You see the mind games going on? You see the real Evo game plans going on right here? But speaking of charge moves and transformations, let's really hop into the trenches if we weren't already there before. This game got combo cancels. Any string in this game that features a charge move, all you do is just hold the button you was charging with and cancel this by pressing the guard button. There's no limit to how many times you can cancel either, so you can do something like this.
Happy feet, one more combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco.
To a combo right there, The cancel doesn't consume no ki either. It's just straight skill, straight cheese. But you see, the way you can mix up all the strings in this game and all the different properties, that's just where the rabbit hole just gets deeper. Because mid combo cancel, you can do a transformation to break your opponent's guard and give you a damage buff. And you can keep doing this until you hit your max transformation and just delete your opponent's entire health bar. And if you're not good with cancels, there's stun combos too. Now, there's also infinites in this game. I'm just not there skill wise to pull that off. You can find it if you look for it. Now, things with this game get even deeper. I mean, I've seen people do backdash cancels and doing ki blasts mid combos. I don't know what's going on no more. What I do know is this game kind of clean, I'm not gonna lie. But my one true complaint is hyper mode. Hyper mode is like the one thing in this game That's just, they could have kept it in the drafts. I don't know why they included it. You go into hyper mode by pressing pretty much all the face buttons on your controller. You're glowing red, you're going crazy, you in God mode. Now you don't get an attack buff, at least that I know of. But what happens here is that if you can pull off certain moves on your opponent and knock them away, this is called a Dragon Rush. And this is where the problem starts. This is pure guessing. This isn't mixed. This is straight guess. And the amount of damage that can come from this is nuts. If you guess right sooner rather than later, you still took damage and you did a little bit of damage back. But let's see how long Dragon Rush lasts when you get all 3 button presses wrong. Yeah, you just gotta hold that. You just gotta watch your character just get demolished. Now the thing about this mode is that while you're in hyper mode, your key drains. So you're basically on a timer. You're a ticking time bomb and you're trying to see if you get this knockback to go into this rock, paper, scissors, shoot game. Now while the opponent in hyper mode, you can't knock them out of it. So you're probably asking, how do you counter this? You run away, literally. You backdash and sidestep like crazy. And yeah, I didn't mention this yet, but when you're out of key completely out of this mode and you're fatigued, which yes, there's a fatigue system as well, you are completely out of luck. You can't defend, you can't do nothing. You gotta just rotate the stick and just hope you snap back into it. Otherwise, that's a free combo. And if somebody know what they doing, oh, they're getting crazy damage. But at the same time, if you know your opponent about to run out of their hyper mode, you got enough key to go into yours, you could just hyper up right fast and then go into your ultimate attack, which you can only do if you are in hyper mode. Ultimate attacks essentially are just insane damage. Now apparently in Infinite World, which is basically Budokai 4, Dragon Rush doesn't exist, thankfully, but I ain't got it, so you know, I just gotta hold that. Now, outside of that main complaint, I mean, there's also just unbalanced characters and infinite combos. So, but in terms of other things this game has that I haven't mentioned yet, the practice mode has a bunch of options. You can have them deflect key blast, you can have them counterattack, you can have them break fall, which break fall is extremely useful for trying to figure out if your combo is real or not. Because if it isn't, your opponent just breaking out of that. Which, if you're wondering what a break fall is, it's a wake up option you can use. Yep, this game got a wake up option in it. And how it works is that as soon as you get knocked down, you tap guard and you do a quick wake up. There's a whole training mode with 12 chapters that all teach you about the various aspects about the game. I mean, they're not gonna be teaching you about cancels or nothing like that. And last but not least, there's a capsule system. Now how this works is that you either buy capsules from the store or you find them in Dragon Universe, and you use these to kind of customize your character in different ways. These capsules give you access to certain moves, certain buffs. Now some of these are character exclusive and other ones you can basically put on anybody. But you only use so many capsules because you have a limit, and different capsules take up a different amount of space. But usually the capsule you really want to be using on characters most of the time is the breakthrough capsule, which you can get by collecting all 7 Dragon Balls and any of your Dragon Universe playthroughs and wishing for a breakthrough. What this does is just unlocks everything for your character, all the abilities and transformations. And since the breakthrough capsule pretty much unlocks everything for your character, you can't equip anything else with it active. But yeah, that's it for me. I just wanted to ramble about this game. I got it recently, fell into the rabbit hole, enjoying it. Also being a little frustrated because the CPU be on bull. But you know, what else do you expect from a fighting game CPU on the hardest difficulty? But I mean, if y'all just happen to have Budokai 3 just lying around, boot it up and get the labbing.